And then lastly, we work on what we call our flex. And when we flex, you're gonna change your position to way back here by her hip. And she's anticipating her flex here, and that's okay. And the idea of being way back here by the hip here is that she's got plenty of room to come around. Another big mistake I see a lot of people make when they're flexing is they're right here and they're asking that horse to flex, and they're like, why isn't my horse flexing? Well, you're in the way, right? They don't have the room to get to where you're asking them to be, okay? So I'm gonna stand way back here, and I'm gonna make it a process. I'm gonna slide my hand down my rein, I'm gonna squeeze, and I'm gonna pick up. And the moment she gives, and I want her to hold for a second, there, then I'll release the pressure. Now we've done this, so I have an expectation for her to hold and be polite, all right? For those of you at home, if you're just doing this exercise for the first time with your horse, you might start with like just picking up. I'm gonna hold. The moment she gives, release the pressure. Like start there, okay? And then maybe the next session you might hold for a 1,000 count and a 2,000 count and then a 3,000 count. But where we are with her, I want to pick up, get her to give 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. And we've actually gotten all the way up to like 20,000 to where I can get her to stay with me, engage, and be soft. But kind of work it where you are and make gradual progress. Don't ask for too much too soon. So those are the 3 ways that we ask for lateral pressure. And again, this is all about like understanding and rein control. Notice how she's looking over there. I don't have her attention. I'm just gonna start kind of massaging the rope, kind of pulsating until she does. There's a tip. She goes to flex. Okay, she's bending right now. Let me bring her into the flex. Now, if she moves, because this might happen with you with your horse at home, especially if it's the first time you're doing it, you're gonna stay with her until she stops moving and then gives. And then once she gives, then you will release the pressure, okay? So let me square her around and kind of show you what that looks like, all right? So, and let me do this too, because I want to make sure you have a good understanding of a give. If I'm just pulling her around here, that's not a give, that's just me pulling her around. What I'm doing is drawing my hand, and you see how she starts to give faster than my hand is pulling her? That is a give. She's really choosing to give into that direction, okay? So very clear, like if I just pull her around, that's not a give, that's just me forcing her. But if I start to ask, and you see how before I can even finish the motion, she's giving the rest of the way, that is what a give looks like. So if she moves, we're gonna stick with her, we're gonna hold until she stops moving, and now she's given. Good girl. Then I'll release the pressure. So just make sure, it's not a big deal if your horse does move. I'll get you a step over here. If your pony at home moves while you're doing this, just stick with them until they stop moving. And if they're really moving a lot, you can start to rub them on that hip, take a deep breath as they're moving, still maintain the pressure, but really give them clarity that, hey, you don't have to keep fidgeting and moving. Let's move her over a little bit here. So I don't want her directly behind me, and have her step up. But the idea is if they're moving while you're doing the exercise, you want to make sure that you stick with them and that you ground them until they stop moving, and then they soften. Even if she gives while she's moving, you're not going to release, because then you're letting them know that it's okay to move and dance and wiggle around on you.